take our money advertising. Shit, we do that right here. Yes, that's what I'm saying. Good evening. Welcome once again to Cafe Zola. I would like to begin wishing all of you out there, everybody, Assalamu alaikum, Merry Christmas, Happy Hanukkah, Bon dia, Buenos dias, tardes, whatever night it is for you there, wherever you are. And I'm in chapter 4 of the Ghetto Sketches.
Okay. What does Ghetto Sketches, that book look like?
Ghetto Sketches is this book right here.
Okay.
I'm so glad you pointed that out. Otherwise, people would think I'm just reading out of my memory bank.
Okay. And the book
was first published in 1972. Mm-hmm. It's gone through 2 or 3 printings. Mm-hmm. And possibly it'll go through another reprinting
in the coming
year.
Right.
In the coming year.
Because right now it is out of print, and on Amazon it costs $75.
Okay, for those of you who have time to go to Home Depot to buy a copy. Oh, I'm sorry, don't go to Home Depot. You might want to go to your local bookstand
and see if they can find a copy.
And if they can, this $2.50 book would be worth $75.
Yeah, right at present time.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
So we're on chapter
Costco's.
Oh, no, I don't think you can have that. Anyway,
I'm just advising people to go wherever they can go.
They should know. Yeah.
If you go to your friend's house and you see the book on the shelf, steal it.
No.
Well, don't take it seriously. Anyway, the title of the chapter is Mother Wit. And I'd like to open it up with a little bit of what is considered mother wit. It's one of those old-fashioned down-home expressions that some people use when they're talking about those who have it or those who don't have it. For example, my mother used to say, you may be smart as, everything, but you ain't got no mother wit. So that's how they use it. Those who have it may not have spent years and years in academia earning degrees that are supposed to indicate how smart they are. But they are smarter than some people who've spent years in academia.
Gotcha.
So they have mother wit. And of course, there are those who don't have mother wit, period. They're really in bad shape. This chapter offers the perceptive reader the opportunity to determine who has it and who lacks it. The characters involved are Big Momma, Bama Baby June, Mayflower, Cynthia Moore, the society at large on the block that they live on. A little prose poetic introduction. Her hands gnarled at the joints by her only disease, the affliction imposed on her by being born black too soon, carefully smoothed out the ample space between her once blazing thighs, and there the baby is propped up, gurgling into the only face he will ever know that will contain 400 years of pain, suffering, and pride. And there on her lap she sings to him. She sings of the 2 bookends that make the world, of the 20 fingers that carry the touch of sacred love to the first people, and cries as she sings, sad within the walled-up visions of her own hell, reaching out to suffer pain for the pain she knows her grandson will someday feel. She cries silently inside, way past the baby on her lap. She seeks peace, crooning the wise old love words into the young old head flopped against her milkless breast. Her words are pecan dry, seasoned by a flavored life that has shaped the lines around her mouth, but left her inner places, the places from which her love, wisdom, and advice come, as sweet and succulent as fresh-cut cane. Son, if I tell you a chicken dip snuff, look on this left wing. Monday morning, smoke blue, ghetto gray. Big Momma sticks her head out of her first floor window, carefully checks out the scene of last night's excitement, and minutes later appears on the front porch with a cane-bottomed easy chair prepared to spend the day recording the happenings for those off on the various plantations around town. Bam and Baby June lope up the street looking like prowling wolves, nerves on obvious edge, scowling, light taste of a wake-up shot blowing up the strain in their faces. How do, boys? How y'all this morning? Big Momma sings out warmly. They both turn hostile looks up to the top of the stairs. Good morning, Miss Washington. Morning. She smiles sadly, watching them walk to the end of the block. The mailman slowly trails them up the street, briar pipe jutting out of the side of his mouth, wandering through the nooks and crannies of the tenement buildings, and behind him, hesitantly, like a proverbial babe in the woods, a young miniskirted, black-rimmed, eyeglass-wearing, ash-blonde, blue-eyed, shoulder-strapped social worker, obviously trying to find an address. Who you looking for, honey? Cynthia Moore, nearsighted, looks around at ground level for the source of the voice discovered above her. Oh, hi there. I'm looking for Mr. Henry Mayflower. Do you know him? Big Momma checking out, left eyebrow raised skeptically. Maybe. What you want with him? Miss Cynthia Moore brushing wisps of hair from the corner of her eye. Oh, well, I'm a social worker, and Mr. Mayflower applied for aid last week. You sure you ain't from one of them collection agencies? Who, me? Oh, no, not on your life. Big Momma double checks her carefully, completely, coldly. Go on down to the end of the block, first house on the corner, first floor. Thank you very much. The social worker calls up the Big Momma, and with coltish grace, the warm ghetto wind blowing past her bare white legs, chips down to the end of the block, knocks on Mr. Henry Mayflower's door. Mayflower stands behind 4 inches of a golden burglar chain, peers through the open space cautiously. Yes, what can I do for you? How do you do? My name is Cynthia Moore, and I'm from the Department of Public Welfare. Are you Mr. Mayflower? Mayflower still reserving opinions. Some folks call me that. You are Mr. Mayflower, are you not? Yes, honey, I am the Mr. Mayflower. And you applied for aid last Thursday at our office? Mayflower's reserve disappears immediately. He begins unchaining his door. Oh, yes, indeed. Come right on in. Don't stand out there. Come on in. Miss Moore, gently but firmly led in by pressure on her elbow, stands in the center of the front room, surreptitiously checking out Mayflower's garishly furnished apartment. I hate to go to a thing about names, but one must be careful. I spent an hour the other day interviewing the wrong lady. Mayflower, even though he's standing in place, measuring, calculating, gives the impression of movement anyway. Yes, I know exactly what you mean, honey. One really can't be too careful. There's no telling what one might be dealing with. Yes, well, Mr. Mayflower, about your application for aid. Mayflower, having quickly taken the measure. Cynthia, is that what you said your first name was? Yes, that's right. Mayflower prancing over to pick up a pack of You've Come a Long Way Baby cigarettes. Why don't I call you Cynthia and you call me May? I don't really take all that Mr. stuff too seriously, if you know what I mean. And then poses his slender, girlish body in a brief, high-fashion model stance. Would you like a cup of coffee? I just recently I can't really start my day off without that second cup. As you can see, I still got my leotards on. Just finished up my exercises. Just can't let myself go strong as competition is out there these days. You want yours black, cream, and sugar, or what? I'll take mine black, thank you. Mayflower, in one lithe move, starts for the small kitchen area at the back of his apartment. Won't take but a sec. All I have to do is heat it up. Mr. Mayflower, about your application. Can't hear you, honey. Be back in just a sec. Miss Moore stands in the center of the room, drumming her nails furiously on a notebook clutched to her bosom. Mayflower gracefully re-enters the room, a cup and sauce balanced in each hand, cigarette dangling from the corner of his mouth. Mr. Mayflower, about your application. Oh, yes, my application. Please call me May. Sit down. We can talk about it over our coffee. Mayflower steers Miss Moore to a corner of his sofa, supplies her with coffee, and delicately perches on a chair in front of her, legs wrapped from ankle to knee. Thank you. That's really good coffee. I makes good coffee. My mother, bless her sweet soul, taught me how. She used to use eggshells, you know, to settle her grounds. Mayflower pauses for a quick sip of coffee and suddenly stares at Miss Moore in a wild way. Honey, where on earth did you ever get that lovely purse? I knew there was something on you that caught my eye when you first walked in the door. There's only one like it in the world. A little old lady made it for me in Sicily. Sicily, you say? Yes, I was there last year with my parents. Madrid, Lisbon, Florence, Rome. Do you know Sicily, Miss May? No, honey. No more than I read in the news. I am planning to go there, though, someday. Oh, you really? Mm-hmm. Really beautiful place, actually, but very, very poor. I mean, you know, in comparison to America. Well, I can skip Sicily. I got enough property right here. Lord knows I don't need to be going nowhere else where they got poor folks. Miss Moore squirmed slightly in the corner of the sofa. I can certainly understand that. Now then, about your application for aid. Cynthia, would you care for another cup? You're welcome to it. Oh, no, thank you. It's delicious, but I really must get some information and then go. May, I have 6 other applicants to see before 1 o'clock. Father Love, neighborhood clairvoyant and self-styled divine character, turns the corner, majestically attired in the latest fashion, strolls grandly up the steps into the apartment building across the street, heading for Sister Sadie, apartment 107. Mayflower, taking a quick peek through his lacy curtains at Father Love, stifles a sarcastic laugh and turns back to Miss Moore. Just go ahead, ask away, honey. I got all answers. Excuse me just a minute. I just don't know where my mind is sometimes. I left the coffee on the burner. Mayflower flies to the kitchen. Miss Moore's words follow her out. What I have to find out is... Mayflower returns, dabbling at his hands with a paper towel. Yes, Cynthia, honey. No, what were you saying? Coffee was perked all over the stove. I'm going to have to... Miss Moore becoming slightly pissed. What I was saying is that what I have to find is whether or not you're eligible for aid. Well, I don't know what you have to do to be eligible, but I know one thing damn certain. I ain't got nothing. Yes, of course. Now then, you are single, unmarried, unemployed. Mayflower gracefully perches his buttocks on the edge of the chair, puffs glamorously on his cigarette. That's right, I am unmarried, but not single. Leastways, not all the time, anyway. And I am unemployed. Here's what went down. Miss Moore scribbling frantically. Just a minute, May, just a minute. Have you applied for compensation? Honey, I'm always applying for compensation. But seriously, I really can't apply because I wasn't covered while I was working. May I ask what your job was? Father Love readjusts his handkerchief in the breast pocket of his French cut suit, flicks an imaginary speck of lint from his left sleeve, and knocks softly but authoritatively on Sister Sadie's door. A wheezy, pain-slugged voice calls out dryly, "Who is it?" Father Love, grasping both lapels with his manicured thumbs, answered, "It is I, Father Love." The pain disappeared from the voice within and is replaced by something else, anxiety. "Father Love? Did you say Father Love?" "Yes, sister, Father Love." Mayflower rushes away to the bedroom, returns in seconds with an album of large glossy photographs. "I was doing a specialty routine over on Grove Street at Nick's place. Ain't these beautiful shots? This pose here, for example." Sister Sadie, a plump, moon-faced woman, moves quickly from a sofa where she'd been reading a True Confession magazine and sipping a can of brew. She whips the brew in the refrigerator right quick, pushes the magazine under the sofa, takes the burglar chain off, and as a last religious act, snatches her Bible from a nearby table, returning to her plump-down sofa at the end of all of her activity, slightly out of breath. Miss Moore shuffles through the glossy photos, a detached, neutral look on her face. "Oh, yes, these are lovely. And now you say you weren't covered. Not a damn thing. I was getting paid every night I worked, but Well, I wasn't covered by Social Security or nothing like that. Miss Moore, her detached look replaced by a frown, scribbles on and on. Please come in, Father Love. The door is open. Father Love opens the door slowly, pauses in the half-open door dramatically. How are you, Sister Sadie? My poor dear Sister Sadie. We missed you terribly last evening at our third triennial grand fundraising dinner. Well, you know, Father Love had something to be real serious for me to miss the service. Father Love slowly closes the door and stands with his back to it, staring hypnotically at Sister Sadie's full form. Now, May, could you please give me a figure, the approximate amount you were earning during the time of your employment at Nick's place? It would be really hard to say, Cynthia, honey, really hard to say. That damn Harvey was snatching that money out of my hand as fast as Nick laid it in there. Harvey? Finally satisfied that the full impact of his entrance has been achieved, Father Love struts across the small space separating them, peacock-like, bends stiffly to take both of Sister Sadie's rough, ashy hands in his own as he looks searchingly into her eyes. Is it really serious, Sister Sadie? Are you in deep pain? Are you in deep pain? Yeah, honey. Mr. Harvey M. Lester, one of the finest men around. You hear me? Come out, one of the finest. You say Mr. Lester took all your money, every blessed cent except for cigarette money. Why didn't you report this to the authorities? Baby, are you serious? Harvey Lester would have killed me, sure as I'm sitting here, without even so much as a change of expression. Miss Moore purses her lip thoughtfully for a couple of seconds, flips another form over in her notebook and scribbles on. Sister Sadie scrunches herself up against the back of the sofa, inviting Father Love with a silent plea to sit on the edge. He ignores her move and drags a nearby chair over to sit on it. Father, I'm so glad. Thank the Lord that you could come see me. I've been feeling so bad here lately. Somebody stole my little old television set. And I know how busy you are. Father Love cups in smoothly, obliquely, frowning his brow a bit with the weariness of it all. Yes, I'm very busy in the service of our Father, bless his holy name, but never too busy to comfort a member of my flock. Never too busy. Sister Sadie looks into Father Love's face shyly, trying to ignore the fact that they're holding hands. I see. Now then, let's go on. Do you have some source of income at this time? Honey, I has nothing come in from nowhere. You hear me? Nothing. Well, May, in my opinion, there seems to be a great possibility that our agency might be able to aid you. But first, it'll be necessary to contact Mr. Nick. What's his last name? I never did know that fool's name, but the address is 333 East Grove Street. Just ask anybody what Nick's jewel box is. Father Love pulls his left hand out of Sister Sadie's tight grasp and calmly places on her well-rounded right breast. Now, sister, I want you to say after me, word for word, as you feel the almighty spirit of our Father enter your heart and go through your body. I want you to say and feel. Yes, my dear, sweet Sister Sadie, feel the power. He massages her breast gently, erotically. Say it, sister, say it to me. I feel the power. I feel the power. The almighty power of our Father, and he will make everything all right. He will make everything all right. Sister Sadie's eyes grow dreamy and her lips tremble a bit as she attempts to say the word. Well, thank you so much for the coffee, May. I'll be talking with you on Friday or by next Monday at the latest. Here's my card. You may call me if you have any questions meanwhile. There's special provisions, single males. A lot of people don't know about them, but they're here. Mayflower from the corner of his mouth, softly. I bet Harvey knows about it. Well, once again, it's been enjoyable. Coffee was delicious. I'll be talking with you. Mayflower ignores her outstretched hand and plants a brush kiss on her startled cheek. All right now, Cynthia, by now, you take care. Sister Sadie sucks in air passionately and chews lightly on her bottom lip. Oh, Father, I feel the power. Father, I feel it. I feel the power of our Father. Everything's going to be all right. Everything is going to be all right. A delicate smile plays about the corners of Father Love's mouth as he plays with Sister Sadie's hard nipple. Now, sister, I want you to join me in silent prayer to reaffirm his will be done. Miss Sister Sadie bows her head, peeping from under her eyelids into soft, gentle hand caressing her breast. Father Love looks vaguely bored, stares at a crack in the wall above Sister Sadie's bowed head. Miss Moore reaches the bottom step, waving at Mayflower, blowing kisses through his lace curtains. Bam and Baby June turn the corner, spot her, exchange addicted, understanding looks, race toward Miss Moore on quiet, junky toes. Bam pushes her roughly to one side while Baby June rips the purse from her arm, her glasses, notebook and form she splashed all over the sidewalk. Miss Moore hits, dazed for a minute on the sidewalk, and then scrambles up to chase Bam and Baby June. Help! Help! Stop those men! They snatched my purse! Bam and Baby June reach the end of the block and a dead heat cut up the alley. Miss Moore, sobbing, stumbles across the street with where Big Momma has coolly observed the whole scene go down. Harry Matthews and Leo Terry smile cynically as they walk past Miss Moore, enter Mayflower's building and go up to the second floor. Miss Moore jabs her finger angrily in the direction the purse snatchers took. They snatched my purse. They snatched my purse. Did you see him? With all my credit cards and everything. Big Momma looks down at Miss Moore coldly, spits out a stream of snuff juice. Yeah, I've been seeing them do that for quite a while now. They probably bought some of that dope and shot it up by now. May I use your phone, please? Big Momma quick scans both ends of the street, ignoring Miss Moore's question. May I use your phone, please? Ain't got there. Oh my God, what am I going to do? Big Momma checks out her distracted behavior for a moment. I'd buy a new purse if I were you. That's about the best thing I can tell you to do. You don't understand, my beautiful Sicilian purse. What on earth would my mother say? She told me when I took this job. She told me. Miss Moore staggers down the street, leaving the block as quickly as possible. Stockings torn, glasses cracked, hair messed up, muttering savagely to herself. I hate to leave you in your hour of trial and tribulation, but I must get on, sister. You will be well enough to be at my side along with the other sisters and brothers this coming Sunday, won't you, Sister Sadie? I do need you to carry on the business of our Father. I'm going to certainly try to be there, Father Love. I feel positive with the Lord's blessings and your prayers. Taco McNeil and Slick Rena Dorsey, the talented tenants in the apartment above Mayflower, lean out of their window in time to see Miss Moore make a bedraggled disappearance. Taco threading the wire ends of a pair of large wheel-shaped earrings through her ears. Looks like Bam and Baby June are ripped off again. Them two niggas could steal the sweetness out of a ginger cake. Dig who's talking. They exchange five and remain in the window, checking out the mid-afternoon scene, wave down the block at Big Momma, who returns their greetings politely and continue gossiping about people, places, and things. Father Love bends over and suddenly lays a long, juicy kiss on Sister Sadie's full mouth, quickly retraces his steps to the door. Thank you, Father. Thank you for your blessings. I'm mighty happy to be able to pass along the blessings of our Father. I wish I could help you others to know the blessed powers of our Father, but my work is always limited because, well, what can I say, sister? You know how expensive things is these days. Sister Sadie fumbles down into her ample cleavage as Father Love makes a caterpillar movement back to the sofa's edge. Father, I know it ain't much, she tells him, holding out a limp, crinkled-up bill, but it's all I can give you right now. Baby June just steals every cent I lay down. Lord, I don't know what I'm going to do with that boy. Father Love plucks the bill from her hand with thumb and forefinger. Thank you, sister. Thank you. The good Lord bless and keep you for making this small donation in his almighty name. He pecks her swiftly on the cheek, and Jet shuffles back to the door. He opens the door quickly, goes halfway out, and leans back in as though he has forgotten something. Remember now. Remember, Father loves you. Outside her apartment, he looks disdainfully at the sweat-stained $10 bill, pulls out a large rubber band-bound roll of bills, adds a 10, and then with a disgusted expression spits into a brown bag of garbage leaning next to the sister's door. He walks quickly through the dim, burnt bean and urine-stenched hallway, peering anxiously back over his shoulder. He stands on the front step for a brief moment or two, sucking an air, looking grand. From across the street, Taco calls to him sarcastically. Hey! Hey, Mr. Daddy Love! Father Love pretends not to hear, but finally, after Reno and Taco have shouted 6 or 7 versions of his assumed name and title, he looks up at them hatefully. What's the happening with your Father Lovely? How much you beat out this time? Father Love sniffs his aquiline nose at them and camel struts down the stone slab steps. Oh, so that's the way you gonna act, huh? Gonna try to front us off, huh? Ain't that some shit? See that, Rena? That's the way it is. How them jive-ass niggas act when they get Cadillacs. Where you got your hog hidden this time, baby? Father Love pauses at the foot of the stairs and mouths a silent but fully articulated, fuck you bitches, up to them. The gesture infuriates the two women who turn from polite sarcasm to pure venom. I wouldn't let you, you little fat-ass cocksucker. I wouldn't let you fuck it, but you sure as hell could suck it just as soon as I pull this bloody rag out. Father Love, looking angry and embarrassed, hurriedly walks to the corner, running a gauntlet of insults. You better move faster than that. The devil's on your track. Run, creepy nigga, run! What did you do? Suddenly remember you had a mama? You really think you did? Looking like that? Yeah, honey, even faded bags of turtle shit like Father Love had to have a mama. Maybe his mama wasn't shit. Right on. Big Momma watches and listens to the whole thing with a small frown on her brow, obviously displeased to hear young women using such language. And that's the end of the chapter called Mother Wit. And
that was different because it went from one scene to another across the street, you know, back and forth.
It's something like a stream of consciousness ricochet. But you know what I'm trying to get at is that
it's in the projects. Well, where's Ghetto Sketches?
Ghetto Sketches happens on the west side of Chicago, and I don't think you could live in any kind of ghetto, whether it be Indonesian or Australian or black or whatever, where people are just doing one single thing. People are always doing many different things at one time, which is why the juxtaposition of things happen, the ricochet effect. Once again, I would like to say, I pointed this out before, is that I'm not very anxious to use the N word and the MF word and so forth and so on. But, as I've explained before, in order to be true to the character of the characters in the piece, those who wake me up at night saying, hey,
Right, B. Yeah.
say it the way we say it and don't try to sugarcoat it. So for those who might be offended by hearing words that might be considered profane, think about Trump. And you'll know what real profanity is all about. Hey, that's it for the end of the evening at...
Thank you very much, Mr. Hawkins, on Ghetto Sketches from the south side of Chicago. West side of Chicago.
That's okay.
Back in the day.
It's just another side of town.
It's just another side.
But we'll get back to it.
All right.
Again tomorrow evening.
All right then.
This is really fine grape juice.
Yeah.
Bon appetit.